Hey everyone, Matron here bringing you another StarCraft 2 commentary, this time the third and final game in the best of 3 series of the Blizzcon 2010 Winners Finals. The winner of this matchup will go on to the Grand Finals in this Blizzcon tournament. We have NEXGenius spawning as the blue Protoss in the east position on this Lost Temple map versus Loner spawning as the red Terran in the southernmost position. So the first thing we notice here is the close spawn positions by ground. We may see some early aggression by one or both players. NEXGenius did attempt some Void Ray harass on Metalopolis last go-around in the second game, as the spawn positions were close by air. He just was not able to do enough damage with those Void Rays, and the Vikings that Loner brought out to counter the Void Rays were also able to counter the Colossus, which NEXGenius attempted to get out. And he was just able to take down NEXGenius's army very easily and push forward to even up this series. So now we'll see which of these great players is able to take this game 3 and move on to the next round. NEXGenius had been favoring a 13 or 12 gateway in the first 2 games, so we see he's going a little more economical here. Looks like a 13 gateway, chronoing out those probes as hard as he can. Loner and NEXGenius sending out these scouts here. They'll soon find each other as they are scouting the correct direction this time. These scouts are going to meet there, do a little bump and grind, and now going to make their way into each other's bases. We do see NEXGenius holding back on this chrono boost. We sometimes see on probes. So he may be chrono boosting an early unit out of this gateway, or perhaps warp gate tech he may be saving up for as well. As Loner is throwing down one barracks and possibly pushing out a marine here. So here comes the marines, going to deny any sort of scouting for NEXGenius, as NEXGenius is coming in doing his best Huck impersonation, trying to take down SCVs, get him low, but Loner is fighting off that probe. Marines about to come out and push that probe away. As we see the SCV still dancing around inside NEXGenius's base. He does see the 2 gas up, so be interested to see what NEXGenius uses these 2 gas on. He has 3 probes queued up right now, so he may be saving up, perhaps even canceling one of these probes to get up a building as soon as the cybernetic score ends. Looks like out comes the Stalker. Again, still has chrono boost saved up if he wants to use it on this Stalker. He needs to get this SCV out of his base so he does not give away his tech choices. Loner's getting up another barracks here, throwing down a reactor on this barracks. So more marines coming in droves perhaps, and we may see some early aggression from Loner. See if he immediately throws down a tech lab here on this barracks. So going to be pumping out marines and then perhaps getting an early stim as well and then pushing out. We do see the Stalker has forced that SCV out of the base of NEXGenius, now working on a sentry and warp gate tech. No other buildings up though, so just working on his economy. He does have this second gas up, but it's not saturated right now. He only has 1 probe on this assimilator as well, so it looks like he got these assimilators up a bit of a waste. We have a scan coming down for Loner. It looks like NEXGenius is going to favor that early expansion again. So he's going to see if this can work out a second time. Loner did see it in the first game. Loner's throwing down a bunker, not really sure why. He only saw the 1 gateway here. Perhaps he thinks that NEXGenius is doing some sort of proxy gateway, a little bit of cheese. But NEXGenius just has a few units out. Instead, he's going for this fast expand. If he can protect this Nexus, get it up and going, and get his economy going, make it into this game, then Loner is going to be at the disadvantage. Bunker is now finished. Loner's not loading up into it yet, getting out this Marauder. He's about halfway done stim, so we'll see when he chooses to move out. Again, NEXGenius was taking advantage of the slow timing on the Terran infantry push in that first game. So if Loner's able to be a little more aggressive in this second game, we may see a different outcome. NEXGenius taking out that scouting SCV, making sure there's no buildings going down here. As we do see that bunker was salvaged, and now Loner is pushing out. If we throw up the production tab, stim is almost about done, just about 35 units of time left. We'll see if he waits for it. He's going to position these marines in the front. These Marauders very important as they are going to be able to take down these Stalkers quite quickly. Marines being force field, but no Zealots able to take advantage of those force fields. In comes a bunker for Loner. In comes a second SCV as well, so second bunker going down. If he's able to get these bunkers up, this fast expand is going to go down for NEXGenius. NEXGenius needs to warp in more units here, needs to be chrono boosting those warp gates, and needs now pulling these drones off the mineral patches, trying to push these Marines and Marauders away. These Stalkers are taking down these bunkers, or at least trying to. This bunker will finish in just a moment, as Loner's going to load up into this bunker. Now going to be able to do tons of damage against these Stalkers. NEXGenius is going to have to pull back up, try to get a sentry perhaps, and do a force field on this ramp, mass up enough units, and just break out of his base, as this Nexus is going to go down. So a humongous waste of minerals for NEXGenius. Now we see Stalkers trying to come out and do damage to these Marines and Marauders, but the bunkered Marauders are just tearing up these Stalkers. The SCVs were taken down, so no more repair on the bunkers. We'll see NEXGenius may be able to turn this if he can get a few more units warped in here. He's very low on minerals. He's warping in every time the cooldown comes up. And Loner may be able to take this, as these Marauders very powerful against Stalkers. We see these units taking a ton of damage before they're even being able to be warped in. It takes 5 seconds to warp in from these warp gates, and Loner's able to take them almost all the way down. So now we see that Lone Sentry going to be able to block off this ramp, but I'm not sure that NEXGenius is going to be able to reinforce with enough units to push away this MMM. Excuse me, just Marines and Marauders, no medevacs yet, as Loner's been able to apply early pressure. He's not had to tech up at all. He's not thrown down an expansion. He's got his nice row of supply depots here and just constantly reinforcing out of 2 barracks. He saw NEXGenius be very aggressive with the economy in that first game, and he's just going to deny it this time. We see the final push perhaps in here. A few more units, sentries coming for NEXGenius, so he's going to try to get multiple force fields out on this ramp. There goes the first one, but these units up top will give sight to the units down below the ramp, and these Marines with their range of 5 are going to be able to take down these sentries. So we see another force field going down, denying these lower units from getting up, but this Marauder is going to be able to take down those sentries, and now we'll possibly see a GG from NEXGenius, as he's got nothing coming. Concussive Shell has finished on these Marauders. Zealots are not going to be able to catch anything. NEXGenius has to GG. He's going to be banished to the consolation bracket, where he will have to take on a tough opponent to make it back to the grand finals. Loner will be waiting for whoever wins the consolation bracket in the grand finals of this Blizzcon tournament. I will be casting the grand finals, so thanks for watching this game, and I hope you'll join me there.